My first day here, I was a nervous wreck, of course. I mean, the first day is always nerve-wracking, but also to think of the fact that I knew no one. But it went well, actually. First day of school, I met my friend, Rachel Bertram, and all of you may know her. She's always smiling, laughing, and it fills my heart with joy. And for anybody who thinks otherwise, y'all haven't met her completely. God had a plan from day one, literally, because as I thought about it, without meeting Rachel, I wouldn't have met so many other people. The way I work is like it takes one to meet 1,000. And God put her in my face as that one person, and she gave me enough confidence to talk to everybody else, basically. She did so much for me in one day, from my locker combination to introducing me to some students and making my birthday a little less nerve-wracking. It's only been 5 months, but I've already seen so much about people. I've seen a friend's true colors. I've seen a friend cry her eyes out over somebody who made her feel horrible inside. And I never knew why that person did that to her when she's amazing in every way. And through all that, I stood by them because I know they do the same for me. I may not have a bunch of friends yet, but the ones I have right now are close friends. I can say without a doubt that I have deep love for all of my friends. And I'm glad I met them all, each one having their own personalities that I enjoy. The Bible verse, 1 John 4:8, states that whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. With that in mind, I want to think back to how I acted while I was a student at college prep. I was just downright horrible. The worst attitude. My temper level only took a pin drop to bring to the level where I would do something to hurt others, but also in the same time inflict pain on myself. Having that much anger isn't good for anybody, because it can get you somewhere you can't come back from, whether it's prison or 6 feet under. Having that much anger can make it seem that God is nowhere to be found in my life. All that attitude and anger was hurting my family, friends, and even myself. Signs were being given all around me, but I just wasn't listening. Maybe it was because I was in an environment where nothing good came from. Maybe I was just stubborn, or maybe my selfish ways wanted something out of it, like who am I to bargain with God? God knew why I wasn't listening, so he let me push myself over the edge and fall down a very wrong path. The path I was on took me to rock bottom. Literally, no one wanted to be around me except the ones who were just like me, the ones that loved drama, fighting, and selfish desires. One day I said to myself, I'm so tired of being treated badly by other people. I never realized I was treating myself badly. On that same day, I took it upon myself to run away from home and go over to a friend's house at 6 o'clock in the morning while everyone is sleeping, which would give me the perfect opportunity to sneak out of the house. Through all that, I never asked myself about the consequences that would come after that. I was thinking of nothing but my own foolish mind, which was being played like a string by the devil. I forgot to say this was a Sunday morning, a morning where I'm supposed to get up and go praise the Lord at church, but the devil was busy, and he turned a beautiful day into a day I regret and wish to never relive again. Once I told my mother where I was at, she came and got me, and I thought she had already told my father about the situation, but she didn't. I guess she thought she was going to wait until church so it could calm him down enough so I could tell him what happened, because she knew he had a temper level, and whenever his children messed up, he would just go berserk. I didn't exactly know her plan, so I opened my big mouth, and after that, everything went downhill. Everybody was screaming, and my mother was crying. My father was trying to hold me still and calm me down, like any parent should when their child has lost their mind. But I remember I just didn't want to be touched. Where his hands were, I remember my skin got so hot that I couldn't bear it, so I pushed him off me, and we went at it. That day, I hurt the one person in my life who cares for me the most, and afterwards, I remember crying like a baby, and I couldn't understand the true reason why. Sure, I thought I was crying because I was sorry for what I did, and regret was pouring out of my eyeballs, but that wasn't it. I was crying so much, I couldn't stop, like I had no control whatsoever. Every time I think back to that moment where I cried a river, sure enough, I figured out it was God purging me of my demons. God was whipping me into shape with my own tears. Everything I had done was coming back to me, and through my eyes, I felt the pain I caused everyone around me. I realized what I had done, and I could see the devil laying on his back, laughing at how he tore my family apart for me. The memory of that day crushes me on the inside every time I think of it. Every time I see that scar on his face, I remember what I did to him, and I remember I kept asking myself, why do I have that much anger? And that's when I realized I didn't truly have God in my life. He let me hit rock bottom so there wouldn't be any more room for anything else except climbing to the top and getting on the path that he had revealed to me. I'm sorry, y'all. He let me hit rock bottom. I read that. He moved in my life in a way that got me to this school. At this school, I met many of the people who I hold near my heart, and I was touched by God one Thursday night at church to give this testimony because someone needs to hear this. I was attending church with my friend Sarah, and as I began praying, I felt an urge in my body. It sent chills down my spine, but also made my heart warm. And before I knew it, I felt my eyes were tearing up, and then I blinked and felt the teardrop run down my face. It was an amazing feeling. With the verse in mind I said earlier, I can say without a doubt that ever since I came to the school, I have been acting a lot different and feeling a lot better about myself. And I wonder why, but now I know it was the love in my heart for everyone. And to have love is to know God. The day he purged me was the day he made himself known. God gave his only son for us because he has love for the things he created. And sure, sometimes he may not let it play out the way we wanted to, but it's all part of his plan. Like the song Through the Fire says, he never promised that the cross would not get heavy. And even though it may get heavy at times, he is still standing there with his hands on our shoulder, looking at us with kind eyes and giving us the strength to just keep living on for him. I know now that God is in my heart because even though I don't know everyone in this room, I have love for all of you, and those who don't know love don't know God because God is love. And even though he may just be a tiny speck of light in my heart, I will continue to look to him and allow him to grow in my heart. I feel the change in me growing because I used to despise going to church. I always thought it was lame or just boring, but now I enjoy going. I love singing the songs and listening to my pastor preach the word. I have even been attending other churches for their Bible studies, and just altogether I am changed from who I once was. And as long as I have God, I know I can continue to grow into the child he created. Hopefully, with the help of my friends, family, and lovely teachers, I will continue to grow into a man of the word, and in time I will be able to save others. Thank you.